So the one thing I want to make clear is these people, particularly Adonis, want to make it look like I'm, quote, using any excuse to reach out to my former friend. No, I'm not. What I would like to point out to my former friend, which she already knows because she used to be in on it, is they are utilizing her to try to elicit an emotional reaction out of me so that I act in a bad way as I did in the past. That won't happen, and I want her to understand that. I have no animosity towards her. I'm not angry at her. I don't believe that she was responsible for the situation the way the situation was. I do know that she was bribed into participating in it. I also have reason to believe that probably when they first approached her about this, I know her personality better than they do. I would assume that she probably said something like, look, he's a weird guy, but he's a really nice guy, or something of that nature. Okay. I know her personality better than they do. I know that she would not knowingly do this unless she was misled about my character. While I do find it kind of sad that she would believe people like that over me, I also understand that my behavior hasn't been the best either. And again, this is because people have been harassing me in the comments sections of my videos to get bad reactions out of me. They used to do this, like, for example, when they would try to impersonate members of her family. They did this so that I would go on anti-Hispanic tirades, and I did a couple times. That's not me. That's not who I am, and she knows that's not who I am. Okay, so there. Okay, so let's get into this. Now, about the forgery of the criminal documents that Royce so proudly showed the public that he forged, and they were forged. The Commonwealth of Pennsylvania knows they were forged. I know they were forged, and Argentina knows they were forged. So that's a lot of people that know that those documents were forged. Okay, now, the threatening of contacting the hospital regarding these false criminal records to try and paint a negative picture of me, that also is forgery. Now, did they attempt to defraud me with forgery? Well, I don't know. Does making up fake criminal records about somebody, falsely, like forging a restraining order against somebody and forging a ban from Argentina and then insisting that somebody sell you their ticket at rock bottom prices because of all of this forgery, does that constitute defrauding somebody with forgery? I would say yes. That would be for a judge to determine, I think, though. The point is that these people, and this is the thing, I'm not the only one they've done this stuff to. Who remembers them trying to extort money out of Mary, and insisting that she pay Virgie money? And that, I'm sure that's not the only time they've tried to defraud Mary. Of course, they erroneously tried to use her PayPal account to defraud people so that her PayPal account would be banned. These people are no good. They continually traffic in lies and mischaracterizations of people, and are basically putting out there these false claims that these people do these things and those things. The stuff they said about me was absolutely abominable. None of it is true. None of it is true. That's what the problem is. If it's not a blatant lie, it is an exaggeration. Now, regarding my former friend, they're trying to convince me that I believed that my former friend suffered from a mental disability or was somehow intellectually handicapped. I never. Number one, that whole thing is being mischaracterized. Number one. Number two, she's a mathematics professor. They're not. I'm not. Okay, let's get that straight. I've always considered her to be far more intelligent than I am. Okay? Now, she has been very insistent that I misunderstood something, and that I thought something about her that might And at this point, if she's this insistent, perhaps she might be telling the truth. Okay, perhaps that might be why she's so angry. Look, if that's the case, I'm sorry. But the point is, even if that were the case, emotional and social shortcomings are not the same as intellectual shortcomings. And I think what's most important to understand there is, regardless of any challenges or any type of shortcoming that she had, it didn't matter to me. I still cared about her. I was still protective of her, and I still wanted what was best for her no matter what. And she was still my friend no matter what. And I put up with a lot. It took a whole hell of a lot to get me to lose faith in her friendship with me. It really did. And I think she understands that. Okay? So the thing is, whether or not I'm mistaken, or whether or not, which it's a moot point. The actual point is that regardless of anything, I cared about her. And the idea that I was attempting to take advantage of somebody is absolutely bogus. I had continually insisted that she meet me in a public place in Buenos Aires, mind you. I no hablo de español. I no look like an Argentine. And, I be a very big disadvantage. She have a home team advantage, Taco. Okay? So for the people that can't understand, I did not do that for her. For the people that are having difficulty understanding, I would purposely be putting myself at a severe disadvantage by simply going to a country where I don't speak the language, where I don't look like the people that live there. And furthermore, why was I doing this? The reason I was doing this is people can tell from a lot of my community tab posts, from conversations on Instagram and emails and everything like that. I had truly believed that she was in a state of duress, and that's why she wasn't talking to me. And at first, that's why I believed she was saying some of the things that she was saying about me. I thought somebody was making her say those things. Okay? And I think that that's reasonable, considering if you look at the stuff that people are telling me. When somebody tells me they're going to murder me, when somebody tells me they're going to murder me if I go to Argentina, and these same people were interrupted by her, and her stating that they were lying and that she didn't know who they were, but yet they keep telling me they're going to murder me if I come to Argentina, but she kept insisting that she was single and what have you, I was very concerned for her well-being. That's what led me to purchase a plane ticket. Okay? I was concerned for her. I did not know if somebody was hurting her. I did not know if somebody was taking advantage of her. And this is the thing. You can take advantage of people that aren't mentally defective, okay? She's a woman. She's a small woman, okay? I didn't know if somebody was taking advantage of her in other ways. But I did know that I wasn't going to let somebody take advantage of her if I could help it. That's what I did know. And people go, oh, well, blah, 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 blah. I was always very insistent to her that I would never do anything with her that she didn't want to do with me. Period. Okay? The other thing that I was very insistent about was that she understood that we were friends no matter what, regardless of anything. And honestly, unfortunately, this has been taken to such a point where it has made it so I understand that we can't be friends anymore, but I also understand that she's not the sole reason that we can't be friends anymore. I played a large part in that, okay, through my overreaction to things, and by me not being reasonable, and me not understanding that, these people were doing things that should not have been happening, that led her to do things that she shouldn't have done, okay? I don't blame her solely for how she treated me, but I do think that taking it to the level that she did, it does show that, our friendship is not salvageable. However, it also shows that, the people that played a role in this were criminal in their actions. You can't forge a person's criminal record. You can't forge a restraining order from a foreign country, and you can't forge a ban from a foreign country. These are all crimes. And at least in the state of Florida, they're felonies. in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, some of them are felonies, some of them are misdemeanors, third-degree misdemeanors. My point is that these things that were done with the intention of turning me against her and turning her against me for the purpose of making profit by marketing this to their audience. She knows this because she was involved in it. I don't think she was purposely involved in it at first, but she did become purposely involved in it. And that's the truth. So anybody that thinks I'm bringing her up, this is the thing. Okay, I'm reaching out to her to let her know I have no animosity towards her and that, I'm going to do everything I can to make sure nothing happens to her legally or whatever. Whatever I can do that's in my control. I'm not the one that had her associate with these people. Okay? I didn't do that. She chose to associate with these people. I didn't choose to have her associate with these people. In fact, I continually warned her about these people. Okay? So that's number one. Number two, I'm not the one continually bringing her up to harass me. The reason her name keeps coming up is because you people keep bringing it up. So if you don't want, so this is the thing. If she's truly concerned about her name coming up, she needs to take that up with the people that are bringing her name up. And those people are Adonis, Royce, JJ, and the people that claim to be her friends. And as I've said in the community post, if she has friends like this, she certainly doesn't need any more enemies, and I am certainly not her enemy. I never have been her enemy. I do not seek to be her enemy. I had only sought to be her friend the whole damned time. And I think that she understands that. And that's all for this video. Hopefully later today I'll get into my one on biotin, followed by one on the death of the Me Too movement. The Me Too movement is falling apart like crazy because of the false accusations against people like me. In fact, I think we need to make a counter Me Too movement.